so I'll point it back out again. But it's called the Paradise Valley, because the views here are just fantastic when it's clear, just all the different mountains. And then also, I think the Native Americans nicknamed it the Paradise Valley because it was really paradise to them. It had everything that they needed. They had the grasslands for a lot of the animals to harvest. They had the river that was accessible to them for drinking water, and then they also had the luxury of the mountains and the cooler temperatures, along with any wood products they needed to take out of there. So everything was supplied to them in this valley. And as the Yellowstone River flows through here, it's the real estate in this valley has become pretty expensive. It's a very desirable place to live. A lot of these homes, especially the bigger ones, are kind of the trophy seasonal homes that people have. But just to touch on the fishing one more time, these rivers are considered blue ribbon trout waters. So what defines a blue ribbon trout water is if there are over 2,000 fish per mile of river. So it is very, very abundant with trout species around here. So that's why everyone comes out here. Brown trout, rainbow trout, you have some brook trout as well. Yeah, in the Yellowstone River outside the park, you can use bait. Yeah, you can bait fish. You can use spinners. You can use flies. I use flashlights and M80s at night. Works pretty well. So no, yeah, it really, you can use anything. I mean, you can't use any nets to catch them. You can't do that, but you can obviously use nets once you have one on the hook, on the line. In the park, it's different. You're not allowed to use any bait, and it's only barbless hooks are allowed. So they regulate the fishing a little bit more in the park itself. But outside the park, no, you're fine. Oh, wind is swirling today. But those Absaroka Mountains over on the left, I know everyone got a chance to see them since they've been here. They really cool. They're just a huge mountain range, really rugged terrain. Start basically by the town of Livingston. The Absarokas do head south and wrap themselves all the way down inside the park, inside of Yellowstone, pretty far into the park. But these Absaroka Mountains on the left connect to the Beartooth Mountains, and it forms the largest wilderness area in the United States above 10,000 feet. It's about 90-100 mile expanse of pure wilderness area. And what defines a wilderness area is basically their travel plan and what you could do in it. The only way you get in those mountains is on foot or horseback. No motorized traffic allowed. And even for like Forest Service or people who need to get in there, like the only way that you can, if you want to clear trails, you can't even use a chainsaw. You actually have to use just a regular saw. So they're pretty strict in managing the wilderness areas. You are allowed to hunt in the wilderness areas, but you're just, like I said, the only way you can get back there is on foot or horseback. And it's pretty rugged terrain, very diverse animal population. And all of this area that we're in, even the property up towards the ranch, is all considered part of the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. So essentially there's no fence going around the park that's keeping the animals in it. And so the animals do travel outside the park, and all this area is needed as part of their migration routes to ensure a healthy population of the various species that we have. There is that's one of those marsh hawks on the left-hand side behind us there. There we go. Here we go. Passing through this little town of Emigrant, Montana. Yeah, it's kind of a town, half sort of rendezvous area for, there's smaller towns, or not even towns, communities scattered throughout this valley, and Emigrant's one of the main areas.